my subscribers know, on June 11th, I got a warning from a fellow YouTube atheist known as GKLR. He had taken offense that I had used a short clip of one of his videos in my video, 22B Defining Terms, for purposes of commentary under fair use. He threatened to DMCA my video, which had at that time gotten, I think, 58 hits in the 4 months it had been up. I wrote him back informing him that I considered it fair use, and he wrote me back that he intended to file the DMCA. On the 14th, I received notification from YouTube that the video would be removed and that I could file counter notice, which I did on that day. Then on the 15th, YouTube informed me that the DMCA was all that was needed to remove the video and it was taken down. Sort of. I had embedded the video on my blog and it's still there, and a Google search found an embedded copy on yet another site outside of YouTube. I'll link to that in the description box. Anyway, here's the thing. GKLR, or Gary, is upset that I posted a counter-argument and used a short clip in my video, a video which had less than 60 views. So I'm going to go ahead and pwn his video as part of the Pwnage Olympics, and that will almost certainly get several hundred views, maybe more. But I'm not going to use a clip, even though I could, not only thanks to fair use, but also thanks to the terms of service which Gary agreed to when he posted his unbelievably weak argument. Bend over, Gary, here it comes.
So, basically, when I say that I don't have horns, or I lack a tail, or I don't have 10 legs, then all those statements are true, but they aren't true about me. They're true about what?
They're not true about you. You don't have a tail, but that's not true about you. I know you're going to say that's not true about you, it's true about what you're not, but there's no difference in that statement. It's true about you that you don't have a tail.
But not. And there's the difference.
It's not a difference. It's a distinction. You've made a distinction of language, but not established a difference. There's no difference there. It's no different to say I'm bald than it is to say I have no hair. That's the same thing. They're distinctly different ways of saying the same thing. There's no difference.
When we get into a more advanced concept of application of truth, from my understanding is that when we're talking about the existence of an object, we have a truth about an object that must exist. René Descartes, so I think therefore I am.
René Descartes said, I think therefore I am, but that's not to say that if there's a truth about something that means it exists. That's not what cogito ergo sum refers to. Cogito ergo sum does not refer to the truths about a thing. It refers to Descartes coming to the conclusion after having established that you can't rely on your senses to prove anything, that you do know that you're thinking. That's the only thing that you know is that you're thinking. And since you know that you're thinking, you know that you exist, whether you can rely on the other senses or not. That's what cogito ergo sum actually means.
If I think is true, then I am. It must be true. So I think therefore I am is really saying. If I think is true, or if I pee is true, or if I eat is true, then I am must be true.
No, that's not what it means. If I eat does not mean something is true. If I pee does not mean that I'm true. The idea is that, as far as Descartes was concerned, is that those were only reality if our existence was reality. But the fact that we think proves that there is a reality. The fact that we have thoughts proves that there's a reality. It's kind of like with the Matrix. The Matrix took it to the level where even though there was reality because we were thinking, that was the only reality, was that we were thinking. And according to Descartes, the fact that we are thinking is the only thing that we can rely on and know to be fact, and the only thing that we can know to be true is that we exist because we think.
So, effectively this boils down to saying that the primary predicate of the statement must exist in the statement.
The primary predicate of a statement doesn't have to exist in order for a statement to be true. The primary predicate of a statement, such as I think, is simply a matter of reality. It's not a matter of existence. So the statement is true because the reality of the thought means that the existence has to be. Where it relates to God, the primary predicate is God exists. In order for that to be true, is independent of whether one believes it or not. So since we're talking about theism versus atheism, it doesn't matter in that particular case.
When we use the logical operator not as the secondary predication and think of what we're not, and then the statement is true, but it's true about what we're not what we are.
Yes, it's true about what we're not. It's true that we are not theists. And that's the only thing that's true about it, is that we are not theists. The primary predication of theism is that a person believes in God. The primary predication of atheist is that a person does not believe the theist position of God. It does not mean that the atheist believes there is no God. That's a positive assertion.
Because of what you did with spiritual power it has. Atheism, I say, cannot tell you anything about what my beliefs or views actually are. It can only tell you specifically it is not a part of my beliefs. Other than that, there is no single worldview or epistemology or technology that the word atheism represents.
Scott's right. You're wrong.